Welcome to the 2012 Leominster Summer Stroll event. As you will be noticing, this will be entirely blacked out in terms of the audio because every single place they could put a band, like that band over there, or a DJ, they spaced them out so evenly, I don't think we're even going to be able to get any real audio in. There's Central Flag and Gift's little bear setup over there. Yeah, there isn't too much to see at this end, and for some reason my image stabilization is not very cooperative in this video. So yeah, sorry, you gotta bear with it, unfortunately, just like I am. There's East Coast Boogie Bodies, where they wrap you in chroma key and put you behind a chroma key background, and you get placed into a fictitious music video. It's so hard not to get people in this, but yeah, you can't. And already you don't hear it because of the replacement. I've already been recognized by somebody. A lot of these places don't have really clear signs to show you what they are, so it's hard to see what some of them are. And over here, the Republican Committee, that's one that was easily spotted. Here's another booth I don't really have any idea what it is, but they're giving away free stuff, so hey. Here's another entity, another raffle. And over here is another band playing more music, making me have to strip out this entire audio track. And here's William A. Allen Company, Allen's Department Store. They got their big setup. Fidelity Bank, they got their own setup underneath that tent right over there. Oh, by the way, since a lot of people like this particular replacement song that I used in the last video, I'm using it again. Patty Buckley. Here's a golfing entity, Woods 2 Wedges. And they have a raffle. And not sure what that is. Another raffle. And here, find a cure for women's breast cancer. Very prominent display. Over here we have a Pizzeria Uno booth. It didn't look like they were really doing much in the way of food. Wachusett Pediatrics. They got a booth as well. And over here is another DJ, and these kids are breakdancing to Michael Jackson's Beat It. And of course, because of copyright, we're not obviously letting you hear the song, The Wild Side. And we'll get another quick look at the breakdancing, if we can. Not really. Leominster United Methodist Church. And, okay, we get another look over here. This was too hard to get from the front, but here from the rear, Silver Finch Jewelry. Cutie Patooties, I believe it's a nail salon. And now one of the most fun adventures, it's crossing the street to get to the other side. Fortunately for us, we hit it at pretty much the right time. And here we are, and we're going to kind of go back and forth a little bit over here. Again, apologies for the jittery video. There's another band, they're on break, because the image stabilization decided to not work. And we're going to go back and forth a little bit. There's going to be some backtracking. Not sure what this booth is, but there is a flying frog type of game being played there. Something for the kids. A video bank has this spot right there. Kids are allowed to do their own sand work. And here is the sculpture that they paid for. And that'll be up for a few days at least. And over here we have some show cars. They're not classics, but they're pretty much there for show. And of course there's some bikes as well that you can look at. And we're not going to get too close because there's a lot of people there. They also have a fancy yellow car as well. There's Natalie's Pizzeria. And we're gonna hop onto the island. And here's one of the official signs that's all around the city. And now we're gonna go across. I have no idea why I was aiming down. Apparently this guy who modded this yellow car won quite a few trophies. And over on Park Street, there are the classic cars. I have no video of those this year because they're pretty much the same cars as I've shown you before. And most of them were driving away by the time I had a chance to go over. And Leominster 4-H Club. We're going to come and revisit that because I forgot to show you something. And not sure what that is. I just see Leominster Rabbit. I'm sure it's not that. And I'm sure there's something else there. Ice cream truck. And this is part of the Touch a Vehicle program. The Touch a Truck program, to be exact. And we're going to be lucky here because there are actually no kids anywhere near this vehicle. So for once, we're going to look inside one. Obviously, you do not want to be visiting this vehicle. This is the only way you want to see the interior of one of these. And here's another one. Here's Allied Moving and Storage. They're part of Touch a Truck, which is rather interesting. And over here, an iconic building downtown no longer exists. Right there used to be the Friendlies. A bank is going to move in that location next year. That should be up front and center. And that was a fire truck, which people can look at if they feel like it. I couldn't get a good look at that. Too many people. We'll try again on the way back. Alrighty, there's that pizzeria again, so we know to double back and go up Monument Square. Here's a booth from Serious Services. Alrighty, now we head up Monument Square to cover what remains of this event. And over here, another truck you can look at. And here's the city emblem if you wanted to see that up close. Dump truck and construction vehicle, that's new. Once again, there was the Friendlies, or what used to be Friendlies. And sheriff's truck. Yeah, you can really see the image stabilization completely failed to work on this video. Yet again, apologies. And there's the logo for Massachusetts law enforcement. Of course, just for show, they've extended their microwave tower to its full height. And there's the antenna. And a flashing light on top. And again, Friendlies, or what used to be. conveniently located where their new branch will be, Rollstone Bank and Trust, right over there, next year. Seriously? Yep, that's actually the name of that clothing manufacturer. And over there is the Spanish-American Center, and they were pulling a float, and they got it parked on the side for display. And over here to your left, right there, the Johnny Appleseed Visitors Center has a booth up, as well as to the right, Mount Wachusett Community College. They have a satellite office here in Leominster. Over here they closed off the road, which wasn't closed off when I was doing the setup video. And this place really did fill up fast. Again, Spanish American Center right in front of Sol Brazil. There's the American Legion in front of Tattoo 101. They don't need any setup. There's another DJ. Them in Sol Brazil, they got the front. They don't need a setup. There's Tattoo 101 yet again. And here's a baseball team, the Wachusett Dirt Dogs. Of course, spelled with a W. And over here we have two rather large entities, the Texas Roadhouse and Pepsi Cola. Here is Edible Arrangements. There's their setup, and there's their van. And over here, I got no clue what that is. And here's a woman setting up a sign. Like many places that have the curbside appeal, Auntie Ellen's Bakery does not really need a display up front. And there she is setting up her sign. And there's Mezcal, a new Mexican-style restaurant. Alluring Designs hair salon right in front of them. There's another little beanbag tossing game for little kids. And Lando's Pizza and Subs. They got a small setup out front. Cotton candy stand there. RC Excitement. And there's a couple of models there for display. And over here is where people race them and a little ramp for them to jump their vehicles. And Joseph's Jeweler has a small display set up front. And again to the right, the RC car racetrack and jump area. There's an art camp there. Hard to see, but the Salvation Army is in this cluster. Walgreens, big, prominent, and they got a little display right there. Kind of interesting. First time they actually had a display that I can remember. And right there, yet another reason for the fully replaced audio track. Another band playing copyrighted music. Yay. They were pretty good at it, too. And we have reached the very end. Oh, and there's Foster Healy, and they're pouring lemonade for people that might want some. And there's a sign right there. Alrighty. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to revisit a couple of things that I missed So let's go. And before we cut this segment, they started to do a little racing with the RC cars. So let's have a little look at that while we're at it. Oops. Nobody jumped the cars. Not while I was here. Alrighty, saw a little of that. Let's head back the other way and let's see what else there was that I did not capture because I did miss a couple things. Okay, the Bruins mascot, we missed that on the way up the street. And to wrap things up, past the police vehicles and the moving truck, and behind the ice cream truck, I gotta wiggle like this because people aren't paying attention to where they're going. There were pony rides as seen here. And while I did see the 4-H display, I failed to notice that there were petting zoos, very small ones, set up behind their booth. There's a small little caged animal there, and behind it, some more animals that you can pet. And we will end it here at the classic cars, which I did not get a video of because they're pretty much the same ones that I recorded previously. So that is the event, and this is George F551 saying, I hope you enjoyed.